guys, Ballistic Ball here again, coming back at you with the next instalment of Seasons 14's how to, or how not to, as the case may turn out to be, get through this season of Warships. So, as you probably remember from the, possibly remember from the end of the last season, last video, I was left at 4 ER on both accounts, with both accounts sort of firmly set in level 18. Obviously since then, as you can see, I've pushed this account now on to 20. I've also pushed on my other account to 20, but I've done this one by remaining at 4 ERs. So let me show you first of all what I've done on this account with regard to the tech tree. Like I said, still at 4 ER, but I've opened up a lot more tech. I've really beefed this base up. So as well as the shock launchers that I've opened up, you see there I've opened up the boom cannons. I've also opened up and maxed mortars as well, and I will also be looking at adding to this proto troop, and then later on this evening, some of these extra nodes. I plan on making this a really dirty 4 ER base before I move it on to 5. So when I move on to 5 with this one, I can just skip straight through 5 onto 6 and hopefully have a base that's capable of taking on the inevitable Seeker rush. So let's have a quick look at some of the hits that that I did last night on here. So here we go, my replay. So the hits are all fairly standard. They're all heavy zooka rushes, anywhere between 2.6 and 4.4, depending on the layout of the base. I think this one was a 3.5. Most of mine tended to be 3.5s. I also got shocks on this account last night, as you can see there. So it really is just a question of kind of pushing through, trying to clear as much as possible, using critters to clear mines. Not too worried about the boom mines, it's more about the green mines, because they're the ones that are going to wipe out great swathes of your girls. And then as soon as you get down onto that sort of last ER to bar out the final ER, still the same meta. Most bases now have building health, so that's 3 maxed barrage and 1 tick 3 artillery. So that's pretty much all I've been doing. I'll just show you some more of these hits. This was on a 5 ER. So 5 ERs that I was meeting were fairly naked. This one obviously doesn't have flamethrowers, it doesn't have shock launchers. So there I just launched again 3.5 heavy zooka rush from 3 different points. 2 different points on that ramp, 1 point on that ramp, and then just let them spread across the map. Once you sort of get an idea of the direction they're going, you can start to see which ER is going to be last, and that's the ER that you want to focus your BART on. With 4 ER, because I've only got tick 3 artillery at the moment, this is 4 barrage and 1 tick 3 artillery. If I had max artillery as well as max barrage, then it would be 3 max barrage, 3 max artillery to take down a engine room. So next one, again another 4 ER, no boom cannons, no flamethrowers on this one. So I've gone 1 heavy, 2 zookas on the left ramp, 2 heavies, 3 zookas on the right ramp, and the idea is that down here we'll take out these defences. Some will split up here, meanwhile these guys will split between these 2, and then they'll head over in this direction to take out this ER, move on up to this ER, and then finally this one. So let's just watch that play out. once I've realised that that's exactly what they're going to do, it's then about looking after the girls. So clearing mines, dropping shocks, dropping med kits, just to make sure that as many girls as possible survive. As you can see, I've already barted that ER out on this one. I won't Hail Mary flare the final ER here until that microwave is down. Once it's down, Hail Mary flare to that final ER and then just watch it drop. Like I said, the base that I was using, I'll show you the opposition's attack after this one. So those first 3 attacks, this was my loadout. This was the layout that they were failing against, or not coming up with enough time. This was a heavy zooka rush. I don't know why he didn't get any ERs. Let's take a quick look. Oh, maybe he just decided he didn't want any. Mum called him in for dinner, or perhaps something else had distracted his attention. Let's get back to watching an enemy replay that did wipe me out. So there you go, 3-5 heavy zooka rush with Kavan. In theory, that Kavan should have taken me out. The fact that he's got 5, not having shocks on a base like mine is a major disadvantage, because he's not been able to sort of control the fire rate at his troops. As you can see there, they've not split very nicely. He's barted that top ER out. Yeah, lots of flares going on. Eventually gets it down. I'm going to come back to my attacks now, just to quickly go through the attacks that I've been doing. So 4 ER on this one. I lost this one. I can't remember by how much time. Wasn't sure which angle to come in on. Let's see what I did on this one. If there's even a replay. I wonder if this was the one. There we go. So there was a straight land of 2-6 by the looks of things, and then shocking the Doom Cannon, shocking the shock launchers, just try and get them to take out these 3 ERs here. Mention of barting the one on the left. So there they go. I'm not quite sure why that replay didn't start straight away. I was pretty tired. I might have even dozed off at the start of that one and suddenly woke up and thought, oh crap, I need to hit. So that was a 259 against a 314. All of these 3 I lost. Again, starting to come across rocket launchers now, with amped up rocket launchers. That's always going to be tricky. This one I did try to do as a heavy rush. Tried a few heavy rushes last night and pretty much fizzled on every single one of them. So my advice would be stop heavy rushing. Even bases like this, it might be that you have to knock this down with a 4-4 heavy zooka, I think, rather than trying a heavy rush it. I think the other one that I did here was probably this, possibly the same as well. Let's have a quick look at this defeat. Oh no, this was a cluster base. These are quite nasty as well. This one's got amped rocket launchers on too. So not really too much you can do with these ones. I tried to be a bit clever, and drop heavy zooka into that point, and then sort of bring them in and take out the back. In theory, it worked. I got all the ERs. I didn't fizzle, but it just wasn't quick enough time wise. So that was my three defeats, and then I got back on the win wagon, and that. Yeah, so this one I've been landing two heavies, and four zookas around them, and then two heavies on the flank, slightly delayed, not a what you call a delayed drop, just slightly delayed from the original two heavies, and then shocking the shock launcher to keep that pinned down. And then just kind of coaxing the troops through, making sure that they're not heading towards any mines, get the other shock launcher taken down. The girls will take one hit from a mine and drop a med kit on, and they'll sort of survive. Flamethrowers, they outrange, so you don't need to worry about those, but obviously the machine guns, they won't outrange, so you're going to need to be shocking machine guns, or at least sort of dropping critters in, some sort of distraction. Let's watch this one against Speedy. No flamethrowers. It always encourages me when I see no flamethrowers. So again, two heavies down, four zookas down, two more heavies down on the flanks, and just let them clear. And then as they clear, they'll start to split. If I remember rightly, this one was a really friendly split. So it was then just a question of keeping the shock launchers pinned down with shocks. Yeah, this was at this point I didn't really know which one to BART out first. When they split, sometimes you get a less favourable split, and it'll become obvious which ER you need to dump your GBE on to kind of make sure that the attack finishes as quickly as possible. I'm just going to show you the replay of the enemy on that one, because I believe, if I remember rightly, was this one heavy choppers? Yeah, so this one was heavy choppers. They've been sort of quite devastating in the hands of especially the Chinese players. The Chinese seem to be magic with the heavy choppers. This guy's gone heavy choppers warriors for some reason. The all heavy choppers ones are the ones that really seem to be wiping me out fast. And this was a fairly speedy hit, as the name, as his IGN suggests, but not speedy enough to beat the heavy zooka rush. I think there's probably not a lot of difference in time between heavy zookas and warriors, rocket choppers, or potential time. It's the user's ability. So we've kind of really left that BART meta behind now, and sort of 4ER heavily defended 4ER bases into 5ERs are now becoming more about a skill set than they are about just BARTing. So same landing again, two heavies in the middle, four zookas around them, two heavies on the outside to flank, pin down the shock launchers, the Doom cannon at the back there, things that are really going to devastate your troops, and then watch for mines. Make sure that those girls aren't walking over green mines, keeping the shock launchers pinned down still. I've only got tick 1 critters on this account. I'm thinking that I'm going to need to upgrade my critters soon so that they clear more mines. Really, that's all I'm using critters for right now, is mine clearing. But I'm going to keep going, keep persevering with tick 1 critters for the time being. But it's an option for mine clearing, slightly cheaper option than using barrage. So here I'm kind of trying to see which way the girls are going to split to decide which one I'm going to BART out. I've chosen to drop one on the left there, just waiting to see which way they're going to go. Once these girls split here, it sort of became obvious that it kind of didn't matter, but the reason I've put it down on this ER was because of the machine gun there. Then any remaining GBE went up top. So that was pretty much it on the 4ER meta. Let me just go back into the enemy replay here, just so you can I'll pause that there, just so you can see the layout that I'm using if you want to grab a screen grab of that for reference later. And that was the 4ER meta that I was using. So yeah, that took me into 20, as you can see, and that was pretty much where I stopped last night. So that fight there against the Chinese character was my boss fight, which I won. He fizzled, which was always nice to end a boss fight when the opponent fizzles. Interesting combination, split drop bullet and heavies with rocket choppers. In my opinion, you don't want to split drop rocket choppers. If you're going to go rocket choppers, you need to keep them all together. But yeah, he fizzled. I think, if I remember rightly, this was a very slow, painful death. No, he didn't fizzle. He decided discretion with a better part of valor and gave in. Right, so that was the 4 ER meta that took me to 20. I'm just going to switch accounts now so you can see what I did with my Gormless Goat account, which